okay, so coming back to the story, you think that this Steinhager was guilty of being a cult member?
Yes, I have 3 evidences to it.
Okay,
His
what did I tell you
seen
when we were last here in Altdorf?
Don't call myself Philip of Bretonia.
No, I told you to lay low.
Stay out of trouble.
I told you when you think someone is cultist to tell me so I can evaluate the evidence.
I sent you a letter, and it would take 7
We were
days.
on a bit of a time limit.
Yes, and it was very important that we got it done.
Why did you think
and
it was
I
important to
can
get it done immediately?
Well, it seems like they were involved
given
in
the
a
fact that we stopped them from summoning a great big giant demon in the middle of Bogenhofen.
This is the first time I've heard about that. How did you know there was a demon summoning at that time?
Okay, I feel like this is taking a little long.
When the demon tried to do it, and his dark patron showed, briefly entered the real world and berated him, and then stared at me for some reason. Do you know what it's like to be looked at something like that? I know you wizard folk have weird wizard eyes, but I'm just a normal person. I don't need to have. I don't need the focus of dark gods.
Calm yourself. We'll get there when we
Calm down, man. Calm down. Okay. I feel like this is taking a little bit. So let's condense. Let Eric try to condense. Let's condense. Basically, on the suspicion that he was part of a cult, we didn't have any proof at this point, but
we had 3 evidences. We had 3 proof.
We had not yet discovered this. We had not yet discovered. All we had was the handkerchief at that point.
We had multiple things. We found the handkerchief at the Dark Temple where the demon was summoned.
Was he a noble?
We found the demon.
Was he a noble again?
I don't know. I think he was a rich merchant.
A rich merchant? That doesn't make it better.
Merchant.
He's rich.
But if he's
what other evidences did he had? Sorry.
He is a chaos cultist.
How do you know?
I will pull out the book, the grimoire. This is what I found in his office.
Huh.
It is.
Yeah, that seems to point to it. So he looks at the book. So he's Teugen.
No, he was carrying this on behalf of Teugen. He works for Teugen, who is a. Yes, we found this in his offices, in the Steinhager offices.
Huh. Okay.
Let me.
I understand. I understand that. Perhaps he was carrying it as a prize for killing a cultist?
No.
It was hidden.
It was
it was hidden.
A hidden prize for killing a cultist? I mean, I don't know this person, so I'll do an investigation on this Franz Steinhager.
All right.
Teugen was alive at the time. By the way, Teugen was alive at the time, and there was a note on Franz Steinhager.
A note on him? Okay, what did the note say?
It's mentioned that they were meeting at Teugen's place.
Okay, so there's this book, there's a name on it, Teugen. He's meeting with Teugen, so maybe he didn't kill a cultist and keep it as a prize. Maybe it's Teugen's book. So yeah, he's pretty suspicious.
Maybe he was studying.
I'm sorry that you took his head off. We can't question him. But yeah, okay. So it seems like he's a bit suspicious.
For lack of trying.
What happened after you left the offices with all this? In the book is very important. That's evidence. That's good. Did you give him the book?
I give him the book. I have the book. I give him the book.
Okay.
That I definitely have.
So the Journal of Demon Scroll of Demon Spells. That's given.
The Demon Summoning Scroll. That's given. The book, the Grimoire. It is a Grimoire of Magic. I'm going to -1 Grimoire from my group.
Grimoire. Okay, so you give over the Grimoire. That's good. Demon magic. Okay. All right. So, what did you do after you left the offices? Give me the short version.
Okay, we tried to go after Teugen and Ordo Septenarius, which were meeting at Teugen's house. They were not there.
Wait, how did you know they were meeting?
We got it.
We had the note.
The note.
The note said?
The
note. Okay, so you went there?
Also, before, there's one other thing. We found a other note at Steinhager's place. It mentioned that they took a homeless person and used them to consecrate a temple. I believe this was Guthrie Gurnison, the dwarf we found dead.
So you think he was used as a sacrifice? Okay, I got you. The dwarf. So, Alec, the dwarf. What happened? Did you accompany these guys to? Who is Tugan, by the way? Who is Tugan?
Merchant prince.
Another rich merchantman.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
One that's old enough to be a noble.
All right.
God.
So.
And he is the head of Ordo Septenarius.
Right, so you're taking on rich merchants. I mean, okay. Who did you contact to help you? Do you have any? Obviously, you did not contact me to help you.
The letter didn't arrive in time, unfortunately.
We were still investigating, and time was of the essence.
Yeah. First,
we had until the end of the Shotgun Fest.
Disobeyed me. I told you to stay out of trouble. You didn't do that. I told you to wait until I evaluate the evidence before I decide what to do. You didn't do that. Next time, do what I say, or there will not be a next time.
Hold on, Mr. Bellambier. Right. Hold on, Frederick. No need, hold on. My friend Frederick here worked very hard in order to get this done. Frankly, we didn't have the time to wait for a response via letter. If we hadn't stopped the ritual that they were planning, which would have been completed on on the day of the Shugen, at the end of the Shugen Fest, they would have been, who knows what they would have done. They had already succeeded in summoning 2 demons.
I haven't heard about any ritual yet, so let's continue the story, and then I will evaluate if your actions are appropriate.
You know what? I'm just going to give you the...
Get on my man.
I'm going to pull out the drawing I did of the ritual circle, put it there, and I say... I'm going to summarize this down. You're interrupting constantly. I don't like this. You don't trust your own apprentice. I sacrifice my life, my soul, everything to stop this cult. This was the ritual circle we found later down the line. Do with it whatever you want, but if this is the way you keep treating me, I am not helping you with the purple hand.
If you don't listen to me as your master, then you're going to be expelled as my apprentice.
I formally resign.
Oh no! Oh no!
I will launch an investigation into the actions in Bogenhofen. Now that you resign, I have no choice.
Eric hands over.
They're gonna kill him. Oh no!
Yeah, Eric hands over all the cult materials, but that he got
witnesses. You're gonna have to stay here in the Colleges of Light for the next couple weeks while we sort this out.
Yeah, Eric hands over all the, the materials, the ritual materials that we got from,
I will get into contact
that we took
with Magister
off of
Richter,
the
with whom you have shared much of this evidence, and...
there was also one other thing. There were 3...
Magister Richter fell sick, actually. Purple brain fever.
He was poisoned. I think he was poisoned by the Ordo Septenarius.
Probably.
Poisoned.
But last we left, he wasn't dead. Yes, last we left, he wasn't dead, but they said that he had fallen sick with some sort of purple brain fever. Anyway, seeing as my boy Frederick here has lost his temper, let's continue. Let's finish the explanation. After we raided
I'm going to walk out. I'm done with this. I'm going to go wait by the boat.
You're not walking out.
Man, we came here on
I was about to say you just resigned.
Convicted. You will be accused of being
witch
runaway right now. So you're going to be staying...
unsanctioned, witches are illegal. But unfortunately, Eric is going to attempt to continue this because we came here on Frederick's initiative. Well, at the very least, we can finish what we did. So,
just drop. Did. Crazy.
All right, continue.
We're
going to say that Frederick is waiting in the other room.
Cool. Eric says, all right, we raided his offices, found the magic book, attempted to, seeing that believing that the book was sufficient proof to convict him. We then went and attempted to raid the meeting that was supposed to happen. Unfortunately, our raid on the offices meant that we were too late to intercept them in the meeting. We were then forced to flee the watch that had been called, in order to continue the investigation. In doing so, two of our friends were captured. we were forced to take some drastic actions to free them. Thus, afterward, given that we had only 1 day left to stop the ritual, because the ritual was supposed to be done, I believe, at midnight on the last day of the Shogun Fest, we then began hunting down likely locations.
There's only so many days left.
Due to the letter that we discovered in the offices.
There was a note of something said that they were planning on doing something at the end of the Schottenfest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. Yep, right here, handout 9. All goes well. The temple is ready for use. When the Shogunfest ends, our plan will come to fruition at the 12th bell. Soon we will all be rich. Signed, Tugin. So we had reason to believe that whatever it was that they were doing, at the end of the Shogunfest, it would be too late to stop them. We then, seeing that the first temple had already been discovered, we then believed that there was no possible way that they would be able to hold the ritual there, and we began scoping out secondary spots. The most likely options were in areas that they owned, of course. So we decided to check the warehouse district, as that was the most likely place. Seeing as the warehouse district was what made us aware that somebody was attempting to stop us in the first place. We guessed, I believe the choices were between 2 different warehouses. We luckily managed to guess the correct one, walked in and found a fully set up ritual circle. We stood watch and ambushed the cultists as they prepared. We waited, of course, to be sure that these weren't just random people. No, they arrived and somebody began setting up for the ritual, meaning they knew that it was there and they intended to use it. After enough people had arrived to make a significant capture, we ambushed them, dropping, I believe, a crane full of goods on a couple of them. On a demon, the shape-shifting demon that had arrived.
Yes, there was the demon that framed us for the murder of the of Frederick's zealot friend, I guess, and
correct.
And another and someone that we had managed to convince to be an ally in our against the rest of the Ordo Septenarius. One of the other members had decided that that all the ritualized
murder,
all the ritualized ceremony and all that was in fact not good, and was going to help us stop it, but had been murdered by the demon that was working with Tugin. That Tugin was working for. I don't know how such a hierarchy works.
Who was this witness?
Yeah, frankly, it isn't relevant.
All these demon occurrences, I guess.
Let me check. Counselor Magirius, that's his name.
Who was also dead.
He's also dead.
Yes,
okay.
Magirius.
We did not kill him.
Yeah, like we said, he was murdered by the demon.
Murdered by the demon. Okay.
Correct. But regardless, that's a moot point. Okay. We had discovered the ritual site.
So you went to Tugin's house, you snuck in, but it wasn't there, and somehow you alerted the guards, you snuck out?
Snuck? No. Our friend Alric there isn't very good at sneaking. I went over the wall. Alric just fought his way out. He is quite the proficient warrior.
Okay. But then you met this Magirius, who was a witness-ish, but he died. Who is he?
He was another member of the Merchants Guild of Bogenhofen, another member of the Ordo Septenarius, who was having his doubts on whether or not Tugin was capable of doing what he was saying he could do, that making them all wealthy, and was starting to suspect that Tugin was using less than that all the ritual and all the ceremony was dark in nature instead of just typical secret society claptrap.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what happened after
Majorius was having second thoughts.
Magirius talked to you
So-
guys? Did he reveal all the details of the
He believed
cults?
that
He believed that something was going to happen when, in his last dying act, he told us which warehouse the ritual was going to happen, writing down which warehouse it was in his own blood.
In his own blood? What?
indeed
How did he
Correct.
die?
Murdered by the demon.
murdered by the demon.
Oh my goodness, it's terrible. Okay. So he left you a message in blood. Can I see the message?
Correct.
It was just.
It was scrawled
it was-
onto the
it was
side
a-
of his
it was a
desk, I
scroll out
believe.
WHSE 13.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Okay. And
Yep.
so after that, what did you do?
We went to
we made
to warehouse 13 and left and laid a trap for the Ordo
Ambush.
Septenarius.
Yep.
After escaping the watch, of course.
All right, and that's where
this time we did not fight.
this did not hide. Okay.
Yes,
And then,
that's where the final battle went down.
okay. And you killed Franz Steinhager and Teugen. Those are the two people.
Correct.
We did we didn't actually kill Teugen. He was immolated by
Killed by
magical
his demonic
fire
patron.
from his demonic patron.
Oh,
Yes.
Man. Okay.
We knocked him out. We had
believe-
intended to question him, but it struck 12 and the ritual wasn't complete. So I believe whatever master he served as a cultist was displeased by his failure. Incinerated his body, probably claimed his soul. The demon that we had previously, we attempted to slay him, he managed to escape, probably using some devilry. Attempted to come in and finish the ritual. He was then also promptly struck down by his demonic master, for failing the ritual.
It was not a
So-
pretty sight.
It was not pretty, no.
I could still see
Horrific
the
scene.
eye when in my dreams.
Yeah, it wasn't
Yeah,
that
we
bad.
all. Yeah, so we promptly fled. Expecting the worst. You don't stick around sites of active chaos incursion.
We had the fight with the Ordo Septenarius. We had everything else that happened. On one hand, I believe that we did save the city. On the other hand, a lot of violence and other crimes were committed in doing so.
Yeah, so that's basically the full story. Because
Well,
after that, we came almost straight here.
okay. The story. Yeah, you guys did act very improperly, but you contributed many critical pieces of evidence. The handout 7, the demon summoning scroll, the medallion, the grimoire of demon magic, the handout. And if Magister Richer is still alive, he can prove to be a very valuable witness. So,
It's a mighty
although-
big if.
Yes. So Frederick is waiting in the other room. I'm sure he's fuming that he.
I believe I may I only request Sigmar Heldenhammer to take some mercy upon the hot-headedness of an impertinent youth.
Yes.
I
Based on these-
believe young Frederick's problem is that he of all of our tribulations, we saved the city of Bogenhofen, and at best, we've been branded criminals for doing it.
Yes.
If you decide not to execute him, could you teach him a few spells so he can actually cast?
Yeah, he was.
It has been.
It's
Yes, I've been questioning if he's actually a wizard because I don't believe because at the time we were traveling with someone who was discovered, who, I know how. I believe he was sad that we had to, that one of our former traveling compatriots who wisely fled as soon as the demon showed up in the at that final ceremony had turned out to be of some sort of
Basically, we had someone who could do the casting, and then they ran away. So if you decide to keep this guy alive, could you teach them some spells to replace the guy that went?
I will consider it, but considering, let's say, Frederick's rash predisposition, it might not be a good thing. He would definitely cast spells, and
Corn would definitely get him.
Not be allowed. The problem is, I think, in my estimation, the problem. Go ahead.
I think he needs a few more. I think he needs a few more years of schooling.
Yeah.
With how hot-headed he is, you should put him in with those fire mages.
Yeah. Perhaps.
Well, we've done our duty, sir. Eric says. Might not know you personally, but at least somebody out there knows the full story now.
Yes, we will conduct a full investigation of this matter, and
well, if it helps, and I don't know if it does, we didn't. Some of the cult did escape into the night.
They escaped. Do you know who they were?
I don't. You think I could recognize a merchant just by looking at them? There were a bunch of rich.
They were all hooded and.
To be fair, lads, this guy also assumed I knew the dwarf just because he was a dwarf.
We don't know who they were. We had never met them before. We didn't know their names.
Okay.
It was just other members of the Ordo Septenarius that were there at the ceremony.
They were members of the city's elite, though, so you know where to look. None of them look particularly poor.
Rich merchants, people, the type of people that could probably afford to escape the justice of the gods in our realm, of course.
Yeah, troubling indeed, but forewarned is forearmed.
We'll send some witch hunters to investigate the different elites and search for this Ordo Septenarius, if it exists, in what form. During your time there, did you report any of these actions to anyone else besides Magister Richer and Megarius?
I believe some mercenaries we had hired took it upon themselves to report to the Templars at the Temple of Sigmar in Bogenhofen. So who knows what happened to that?
Yeah, that's about it.
We had beaten quite the hasty retreat for good reason.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for sharing this with us, and we will carry a full and thoughtful investigation into this matter. I'm gonna have other wizards evaluate this evidence, and we will come to a thoughtful conclusion in a moment with an appropriate reward.
For an appropriate reward, can I have one of those life wizards fix my arm?
It's a possibility. You could pull some favors.
All right. One more thing, though. Before what's it called? It doesn't have anything to do with the previous story, but we did recover a letter from one of his allies that lives in Griffon-riding, which is where we were planning to head next. Try to track them down. You gotta cut the stuff off at the roots.
So that would be
just so you know. I'd rather let you know about it beforehand, because any support would be appreciated. At least next time we go there and try to help, we won't be branded traitors to the crown.
Okay.
I will show him the letter.
That'd be handout number 10, Herzen's letter.
Okay.
Yep.
With
Hand that over. Let him read.
He's gonna read the letter, and he says, "Okay, this is pretty important. I have not received confirmation if this investigation that you've uncovered is true or not. If this is indeed a cult, but it does reek of the Chaos Gods, and you've certainly recovered enough artifacts to warrant an investigation. So, yes, I will release you temporarily. You may go investigate this as I finish my investigation in Bogenhofen. And furthermore, a reward will be waiting for you when you return after we have conducted a thoughtful investigation."
That's all we can ask for.
Okay. And this is where we're going to end today's session. I hope everyone had a blast.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah, and I've been